Which is your favorite? Which is your favorite?
Turkey.
To Turkey?
Yes.
Why? What was so interesting about Turkey?
Many place for education.
Many what?
Many place for sightseeing.
Mm-hmm.
And good food, many things I don't know.
Yeah. Mediterranean food, Turkey, Greece, Cyprus, Lebanon, their food's very different than Thai food, and I like Mediterranean food.
Yes.
Yeah, falafel and
Good fruit.
good food, and very, very, very strong coffee.
Yes.
Their coffee comes in just tiny cups,
Yes.
but you just take a sip, and wow, you know, it's very strong.
Sleep at all. Too strong.
Yeah. Well, it is for my taste. It is for my taste, but
Black coffee.
Thai coffee just about right. American coffee just about right. So, Kai, have you been out of Thailand before?
Yes.
Yeah. What was your favorite country? Of all of the places you visited, what's your favorite?
My favorite country is Singapore.
Singapore? What's so special about Singapore?
It's clean.
Clean. It's very clean. And very modern, I think, isn't it? It's very, very modern. Their transportation systems and their technology systems and the buildings and the shops. Everything is very, very modern. It's a wealthy place, isn't it? A lot of wealth in Singapore. How come, here's a question, how come Singapore is so much more wealthy than, say, cities in Pakistan or Myanmar or Vietnam? What's the difference? Did you know why? Yeah. Does anyone understand why?
Population. Not so many population.
Well, it's a smaller population,
Control.
and they control who gets to come in, and they restrict the population to people of certain incomes. Yeah. So there's a certain lack of freedom, I guess, there. You know, maybe I don't know. Chop, have you been elsewhere than Thailand? Always in Thailand, huh? Okay. Well, what's your favorite place in Thailand?
Countryside, about outside of Bangkok. I like it.
Anywhere outside of Bangkok. Yeah. Someone told me that I would enjoy visiting Chiang Mai. What is in Chiang Mai that would be interesting for me to see? Yeah. Well, someone said I would like Chiang Mai because there's a lot of nature, mountains and jungles and hiking and that kind of thing. So, Tessa, you've been to lots of places, right? What's your favorite?
Alaska. Alaska.
Where?
Alaska.
Alaska? Really? Did you go to Denali? Denali is the very tallest mountain in North America. It's 20,000 feet.
Harbour Garcia.
I don't know where that is. Yeah. You showed me. How about you? Have you been outside of Thailand?
Yes.
What's your favorite place?
Yeah. I like Bangkok.
Where?
Thailand. Yes, Bangkok.
Where?
Bangkok.
Oh, okay. And you've traveled a lot, haven't you, Kat?
Yeah. My first country is Japan.
Japan?
Yes.
Yeah. I've only been to the airport in Japan, and I haven't seen the country. That's one place I want to go and see. Hello.
แจกหมดเลยคนหน้าทำอะไรทั้งนั้นไม่ไก่ไก่เวลามันถล่มเนี่ยโซนเสียงมันจะทอดเสียงมันจะต้องของไม่เสียงโซนเมื่อกี้วิวดูฝั่งเมื่อเสียงนั่นไหนก็จะกลับมือใช่
Okay. We're going to review. You've covered this before, and we've talked about the different forms of the verb be. But to learn English, you have to be introduced to something, then you have to practice it. Then you have to come back and review it again and practice it some more. Otherwise, you'll forget it. So every so often we'll come back and review some things. And the verb be is kind of an unusual verb because it doesn't really involve any action like running or jumping or digging or cooking. The verb be just means to be. Just be. So it really doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have any meaning until we put the word into a sentence. And it can take different forms. The verb be can be used in the present tense, in the past tense, and in the future tense. And in order to do that, we have to change the word completely. So, it also is a verb that can be used. Can you see this okay? Is that big enough? It's a verb that can be used when it refers to or just one person speaking, or two people speaking, or many people speaking. We call this, when we're, the sentence is using a verb and it refers to yourself, we call that first person. So this part of the verb, and this isn't too important to remember, but this, we would call this first person singular. We're talking about, I'm the one who's doing the talking, and Swati, I'm the one who's doing the talking, and I'm only one person. So I would say, I am glad to be in Thailand. Am is the form of the verb to be. Now, if we wanted to change the verb be to present plural, meaning many people, then we would say, we are glad to be in Thailand. Now we can also use the verb be, also a different form, to refer to someone else. So, you are learning the forms of the verb to be. Present tense, I'm referring to you. Now, if I'm pointing to just one person, you, that would be you singular. But you can mean one person or it can mean many people. So I can say you are learning the forms of the verb to be, or I could say you are learning the forms of the verb to be. You can go either way, singular or plural. This is what we call third person. Third person is when we're referring to someone else. So, he is glad to be in Thailand. she is glad to be in Thailand. It can also refer to something, just an object, not necessarily a person. So I can say, it is hot outside. It is morning. Present tense, singular. Now, when we change the verb to be to plural, third person, then we use are. So you notice everything that is plural is are. Singular verbs to be in the present tense, sometimes it's am, sometimes it's are, sometimes it's is. And the only way we know whether to use am, are, or is by referring to which person. We have to remember which person. So if I'm the one who's making the statement, I would say, I am glad to be in Thailand. If you're referring to someone else, then you would say, you are. And if we're referring to a third person, then we would use is. Okay? Are you all pretty clear on that? We're going to practice it. We're going to practice it. So, yeah, let's look at the first one. I gave it away. What's the first one? He is a good student. Number two.